I firmly believe that for the majority of people, making a transition to spending some or most of your time in a minimalist or a barefoot shoe will have a profound effect on injury risk, performance, and general postural health. Heel strike and reach. But there are a few cases where it's inappropriate and downright dangerous to make the change. If you're acutely injured, it's probably not a great time to be introducing a new stress and a new stimulus to the body. Get out of that injured state, get yourself settled down, get that injury managed, and then look to make some changes to reduce that injury risk in the future. Now, orthotics are a great tool to correct for an imbalance or to deload structures if you're injured or you have problems. They're a short-term fix though. 8 to 10 to 12 weeks should be more than enough. You shouldn't have to live in orthotics. I'll talk about that another time though. For some people, making the change to barefoot just is inappropriate. If your foot looks something like this, then you're in a bit of trouble. And changing to barefoot isn't going to miraculously fix that. It might be that the structures in your foot and the structures of the bone is just too far gone and it can't be saved. If you're an elite athlete performing at a high level and training, huge volumes, adding a new stimulus and new stress with a barefoot shoe or changing your running technique is probably not a good idea. It's these situations where it's like, don't fix what ain't broke. If things are going well, you're performing at a high level, don't change that, just keep going. But for the rest of us who are looking to shake persistent injuries, improve our running efficiency, or improve general performance and posture, making the gradual shift to barefoot is well worth the investment and the time, if you do it right. So the first step is to work out what gradient your shoe has and to work out what the heel to toe drop is. If you're currently in the 8 to 12 millimeter category, then it's worth stepping down to the 4 to 6 millimeter category. Do that for 3 to 6 months, then make the next step down to this area, into the 0 millimeter drop area. From there, now don't throw out the shoes before, from the earlier step. You want to keep them for the next stage. Okay, step 2, a graded introduction of your shoes. Now you don't want to jump straight into that 0 drop shoe. You want to ease your way in over time. A nice little progression might look something like this. Week 1 to 6, just wear those new barefoot shoes or bare feet around the house for sort of 1 to 2 hours a day. Just get comfortable being barefoot again. Okay, week 6 to 16, now you want to be wearing from those 1 to 2 hours at home, plus start lifting in them as well. So start wearing these barefoot shoes into the gym. And in this next stage, week 16 through about 24 weeks, we're now looking at the 6-month mark. Wear those shoes for your lifting, but also start incorporating them into your normal daily routine. So whether it's wearing them to school or wearing them to work, start easing these shoes into your everyday life. Now, I wouldn't start with full days. I would start with maybe a half day every second day, then build up to a half day every day, and then build your way ultimately to a full day every single day, 5 to 6 days of the week. Very important note with this stage, don't throw out your old heeled shoes. So if you're now into these, but you've still got these, the rest of your time when you're not doing this program, you're still in this shoe, the structured shoe that you're normally in, that you normally used to wear before you started making the transition. That light, it's ridiculous. Let's fix the shades. Okay, by this stage you should be about 6 months in with your barefoot shoe. And at this stage it's time to introduce some running and some impact training. Now it seems like it's taken forever to get to this stage, but it's really important that you take your time with something new like this. It's well worth the payoff, but it can take some time to build up the tolerance for your tendons, your bones and your muscles to adapt to this new stimulus and to strengthen up those muscles that were previously not being worked. So 4 key criteria when it comes to start running in your barefoot shoes. Number 1, No lower leg or stress-based injuries. Stress fractures, shin splints, tendinopathies. You don't want to have any of those in the recent history. You want to be pretty clear of that before you make this change. Number 2, consistent running volume. If you haven't been running at all in the last 3 to 6 months, starting barefoot is just asking for a stress fracture or tendinopathy. You want to have built up a base of running tolerance before you step into something like a barefoot shoe. Number 3, calf strength. You want to have probably a double leg calf raise of in the 30 to 40 range, that's flat from the floor, and single leg you probably want to be in the 25 to 30 reps range. Now when I talk reps, I'm not talking little pulses. I want full range of motion, slow controlled, make that muscle work, get it nice and strong. And number 4, you want ankle range of motion in the knee to wall dorsiflexion test of around 10 centimeters or above. Anything below that, again, it's asking for trouble. On top of the standing calf raises, it would be a good idea to do some seated calf isometrics to keep the shin splints at bay. Now this is all good and well, but what does the running program actually look like? I think a good idea for the first maybe 2 months or so is to just start with running drills. Pocket run, double leg spring, stride out skips, piston run, all these kind of drills just to introduce some elasticity and some reactivity into your Achilles tendon and into your feet in this new footwear. Once you're comfortable with that, the next stage would be to introduce running into your actual real world life. I think the best program I've seen is from Blaise Dubois, who's a physio, I'll link him below. He recommends you start with just 1 minute per week. Do your normal run, whether it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, but you do 1 minute for the first week of that run in the barefoot shoe, and then go back to your normal shoe for the rest of the run. 1 minute in, 29 minutes out, and then the next week you go 2 and 28, 3 and 27, so on until you've made a full transition into the minimalist shoe. All this feels like it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but trust me, it's worth the payoff. Once you get there, once you've built up that tolerance, once you're comfortable barefoot, it's so worth it. Trust me, you'll thank me.